Tonight is a night where Canada's soccer stars shine the brightest. It's the 2023 Canadian Premier League award show live from Leuna green carpet. The boys looking good. They're ready for this as we hand awards to some deserving nominees. As the Canadian soccer shines bright here in Hamilton. Welcome inside Leuna Station. Let's hear it, everyone. Let's hear it. Got a great crowd in attendance here tonight. I'm your co-host for tonight's proceedings. My name is Gareth Wheeler. Tonight is about the Canadian Premier League, its players, its coaches, the people that weave the fabric of all about what this league is all about. 5 years ago, this ambitious league launched. I never thought something like this was possible, but it's happening, and it's thriving, and it's shining because of all of you in the room here tonight, and the many watching at home on OneSoccer and on our YouTube channel as well. So we're gonna have some awards tonight. We're gonna pay credit where credit's due, and we're gonna have a whole lot of fun in the process. What's that? I heard someone in the back say monologue. You want a monologue here tonight? We don't typically do that. Some like to call it a roast. Ricky Gervais makes it seem easy. He's not that well trained, so we might as well give it a go. Like, one thing that Canada soccer is known for is people having thick skin, right? Like, just rolls off the shoulder, no one cares. So remember, they are jokes. And we might as well start off like why I'm the co-host tonight. It actually came down between me and one other person, and I beat them by 1 vote. It was a referee. So I'm that much popular, marginally more popular than referees. Speaking about referees, Kyle Becker's in the house tonight. What's up, Kyle? How are you? Good to see you. 3-time winner here in the Canadian Premier League, one of the best players that's ever played in the league. Word has it that you have a brand new podcast. Congratulations. I think it's absolutely great. So now you're not only going to be able to tell the referees what to do, you're going to be able to tell us broadcasters what to do as well. So, well done on that. Thank you. Kyle's Sportside beat Atletico Ottawa in last year's final. A tough end to the season for Atletico Ottawa, but certainly a team that no one wanted to play. Ollie Bassett in attendance tonight. He knows what it's like to pick up hardware as well. The fan base is incredible in our nation's capital. They actually adopted a dinosaur to be their de facto mascot, like this blow-up dinosaur. Problem was, the only thing after that happened was Atletico Ottawa's title chances went extinct. Poof. Hey, don't blame me. I swear I heard Nate Ingham blame the dinosaur at a post-match press conference. Isn't that right, Tommy? Tommy? There you go. See, Tommy, he's got the year out. Cavalry back in the championship game. Well done to Tommy Wheeldon Jr. Regular season champions by a whopping 13 points. He said that Cavalry buried ghosts to make it to this final today. Do you believe in ghosts, Tommy? You believe in ghosts? Yes, yes. Well, thanks to you, I believe in miracles, because not only did you beat Atletico Ottawa, which I didn't think could be done, you won a playoff game as well. So, well, that's just mean. Don't take sympathy on them. They're playing in the championship game tomorrow. I do like this as a celebration, because typically in the Canadian Premier League, you see a lot of this. Short ears, like silence. Just a tip. If you're going to do it, don't shush the person with a microphone in front of them. And the second thing you don't want to do is shush a team when you're going to play them 3 more times. Case in point, Pacific over Vancouver. What a budding rivalry we have in this league. Vancouver, welcome addition to the Canadian Premier League, and they learned the hard way. The shush. Vancouver beats Pacific in those final 2 games. Pacific has to run the gauntlet, and they're not here tonight. Speaking about Vancouver, Ashton Goppy, what a guy. That guy's hair. Am I right? The best hair I have ever seen. It is unbelievably good. Everyone is jealous of his hair, especially this guy right here. But I think the jealousy gets progressively bigger as you go east among head coaches in the Canadian Premier League. Just take a glance, look around. Yeah. Not saying anything. By the way, Patrice Geiser's here tonight. Hello, Patrice. Speaking about teams on the East Coast, what a fantastic season for Patrice and Halifax Wanderers. They absolutely crushed it. The fan base, unbelievable as well. With Patrice here tonight, I mean, he made one request to come and attend this award ceremony tonight. That was for the Under-21 Canadian Award to be presented right at the end. Right at the end of the season. I'm talking about the credits are rolling off. They waited a long time. Hold on. Patrice, I'm getting word from the control room. I cannot do that because something about you have an inferior away goals differential record. So I'm sorry, we cannot make, maybe next year it could happen. So look, we're here to have some fun tonight. I hope that you all sit back and enjoy as well as we celebrate some of Canada's best. And joining me up here, comfy couches, very familiar spot for us three. Two of my good friends are going to join me in the WestJet Lounge. This man needs no introduction. An esteemed, dedicated, one of the biggest voices in Canadian football over the last 2 decades. Christian Jack, everyone. And last year on the field, he was probably kicking you, because that's kind of what he does. Instead, he's been kicking it with us in studio, and he's an absolute rising star in this industry as well. Jordan Wilson, everyone. We're just going to be providing some insight, some banter over the course of this evening show. And guys, like, it's not an understatement to say year 5, the biggest and best in the Canadian Premier League. The drama, the goals, a brand new playoff format. The standard continues to go up every year as well. KJ, what stood out to you the most?
Well, what stood out to me most was the fact that we're here tonight on a meaningful night in what has been a truly meaningful season. You know, ultimately, we had 112 games and every one mattered. And that's, you know, we were there for the final weekend and we didn't know who was finishing second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth right until the very end. So, you know, for me, the players, it's always about the players. It's about the sport and the players on the pitch. That every one of them deserve an incredible amount of credit for truly creating the greatest season so far and how competitive and fun it was to cover, Jordan.
Yeah, quickly, I'll just say the quality. I mean, every team had quality. Every game was fun. It was nice to watch. Obviously, missing it a bit, but in terms of quality that was there every week, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, so we'll dig into a lot of the storylines that were front and center over the course of this outstanding Canadian Premier League season. Thankfully for you, I'm not the only co-host tonight. It's time to introduce my award-winning co-host, and it's appropriate that she's involved with handing out the awards tonight. Multi-time award winner, just ask her. She is Andy Petrillo.
I didn't think I'd start this off by apologizing to everyone that Gareth really is like the little brother that your parents just tell you have to bring to the party with you, so apologize for that. But welcome to the 5th annual CPL Awards. This is a night where we get to let loose a little bit and look back on another incredible season. And even though there's still a trophy to be won, 6 p.m. ET right here on OneSoccer, Forge versus Calvary, let's have a little fun tonight and let's recognize some of your colleagues who had a great season. And I know we've been saying it all along, in just short five years that this league has been in existence, it's grown exponentially. And sure, Tommy's hair has been the same since day one. And Forge continues to find a way to make its way into the final. But each and every one of you... Okay, I guess we are in Hamilton territory. But each and every one of you in this room, and even players who are watching at home, you've been a part of this incredible journey in growing this league and showing the world that soccer in Canada is really good. People across CONCACAF are talking about this league. And even if you don't go home with one of these lovely trophies behind me, I'm about to say something cheesy and cliche. You really are all winners tonight because you continue to carry the torch of this beautiful sport in this beautiful country. And you make us all proud. Don't be afraid to give yourselves a round of applause for that. That's all the mushy stuff you're going to get out of me tonight. Please welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, the Commissioner of the Canadian Premier League, Mr. Mark Noonan. Mark, this has been incredible. There was just a press release that came out that showed attendance increased by 19%. We didn't really know who was going to be making the playoffs until just a few games to go as well, and even just with a few games and Cavalry clinching the title, this was drama to the very end. When you look back at the season that was, what do you remember the most?
I think drama is exactly what we wanted. We wanted every single game to count, And we also wanted to create atmospheres within our stadiums. It's not just that people are showing up in record numbers, but if you go to places like Ottawa and Halifax and Calgary and Forge, our established clubs are doing an amazing job of creating this incredible supporters culture. And that's what I'm going to remember most. Not just what happened on the field, but the authentic and organic supporter culture that's developing for our league.
On the field, off the field, we're seeing growth. The CPL Awards is part of that growth. I mean, this is incredible, the way we have seen this event itself become so special. What does a night like tonight mean?
You know, it means that we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate the accomplishments on the field as well as off the field. And one of the great things about the format that we have, it allows us 2 weeks to plan. And having 2 weeks, you can do things like this and upgrade everything that you're doing. So kudos to the staff that did an amazing job in putting this together. They do all the hard work behind the scenes that nobody sees, but it did amazing work. And let's celebrate everything that happened on the field tonight, because it really is about what the players have done. Nobody shows up without the players.
I love the pomp and circumstance around this night, but I'm not going to let you go without trying to get a bit of a prediction. It's kind of like a favorite child, but you have to choose one. Forge, Cavalry, who are you going with? Just remember where you are.
So I learned a long time ago at the league office, we love all our children equally, and we root for the match officials to have a great game. Sorry to the defenders and goalkeepers. We root for lots of goals and lots of fans in the stands. So get your tickets. It's going to be an amazing historical event on Saturday.
All right, we look forward. You're voting for the great atmosphere and all the fans in a great game, as are we. Thank you, Mr. Mark Noonan. We'll see you later on in the show. Let's go back to Gareth.
And we are just getting started here in Hamilton. It's time for the awards, and we're going to kick things off with Andy's favorite award. She might be married to one. It's a Goalkeeper of the Year award. Yesley, Henry, and Carducci. 3 worthy candidates. Who's coming away with a big prize? We'll find out next. This is the 2023 Canadian Premier League Award Show, and you're watching OneSoccer.
Hey, let's go somewhere beachy.
I don't like sand.
What? What about Cancun sand? It's so soft. Or maybe Caribbean white sand.
Sure.
Ooh, Costa Rican sand. It's got
Dolphins.
Costa Rica, then?
Yeah, Costa Rica.
Good choice.
It was all him.
With over 50 sunny destinations to choose from, we have a flight for that.
We created Carlsberg 0-0 because even the best things can be better without goal-free beer. Clean, one-handed backhand is better. Balancing stuff is better. Whatever this is better. We created Carlsberg. Skipping your own ad is better. Parking in space, better. So, can the best alcohol-free beer make good things better? Probably.
Welcome back to the Canadian Premier League Award Show for the 2023 season. We're going to take a look at some of the awards that will be handed out here tonight. Worthy candidates across every category. And we're about to get things started with the goalkeeper, Andy Petrillo.
Yes, the Goalkeeper of the Year. We all know I'm a goalie hugger, so I'm not going to apologize for this lengthy and a little bit emotional introduction here. But the goalkeeper, as we know, has many monikers: the last man standing, the ultimate defender, the outsider, the hero, the scapegoat. But for me, the position is well summed up by author Francis Hodgson. The goalkeeper is the consummate sportsman, yet eternal outsider. Goalkeeping is an art, and one its practitioners can be expected to suffer for. They're undervalued and often train alone. The better they are, the less likely we are to enjoy a match. 2 kids with a ball can play football as long as one of them is in goal. Without a goalkeeper, there is no game. His place in the goal mouth is where the action heats up. Here are the nominees for Goalkeeper of the Year. Goalkeeper of the Year. To help me hand out the award, please welcome to the stage Atletico Ottawa's Oliver Bassett. Oh, I'll hold the mic for you right over here.
So the winner of the 2023 Canadian Premier League Goalkeeper of the Year is Tristan Henry.
You can hand it to him for sure. Oh my goodness, congratulations. You have a lot of fans in here. Does it ever get old holding that? Because I know you've won it before.
No, it never gets old. I really appreciate it.
What would you say is maybe different, or I don't know if it was the same when you look back a couple years ago when you took home this award? What was it about this year that was special?
It was a full year. It seems like a lot more competitive year. Of course, when I went, it was the COVID year, so it was a lot shorter. So this one means a little bit more.
So you proved that over 28 games, there's some consistency there.
Definitely.
Is there anyone that you would like to thank?
Yeah, definitely the coaching staff. Of course, Coach Joe, our goalkeeper coach. And of course, all the players. I'm not here without any of them. So.
Well, congratulations on this, well deserved.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we'll Tristan, I'll get you to do it.
So the first award of the night goes to Tristan Henry. For immediate reaction, we'll turn to Jordan and KJ. We'll start with you, Jordan. What do you make of the award winner in Tristan Henry?
I just told Tristan before we started, I said, look, every time I used to play, my dad would always say, try to chip him. He comes off his line, he's so bold, he's so air. Try to chip him. Amir Didic almost did. He's so athletic, cat-like reflexes with that one save that we all know about, 60 yards. That's just what he brings. I think for this season, he needs to step up for Forge to have a shot at being second place and hosting a final. And KJ, for me, he's just been the top defender, also obviously goalkeeper this season.
Yeah, look, we've done all the games. Yeah, look, we've done all the games this year. It's been a pleasure to sit with you a lot. And what we noticed a lot this year is that Forge have had some ups and downs, you know. I mean, I think that they spent about 24% of their season in front, which is the lowest it's ever been. So they've needed this man more than they've ever needed him before. And he's been great for every single season, obviously being a multiple CPL champion. But he spoke about the consistency there. And I think speaking to his coaching staff and his teammates, they've needed him more, as I said, than ever before. They've had some up and downs. I also want to say that I think that this is an extremely competitive award. I mean, this year alone, we had 6 months of goalkeeper awards winning, and 5 different players won an award in a month. That speaks to the other players. The 3 great goalkeepers are here tonight, as well as Callum Irving and Nate Ingham. It's a really, really difficult award to think to pick one. But, you know, Ryan Yesley and Marco Carducci have had magnificent seasons as well. Think about that. 6 individual awards over 6 months, and 5 of them were honored for that. So that speaks to how strong that position is.
And Tristan Henry had defining moments. Remember, against Atletico Ottawa, stealing a victory in that game or helping to defining moment, saving, going back and making that stop. Maybe a couple words on both Marco Carducci and Ryan Yesley, 2 very worthy candidates as well, KJ.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Marco won last year, right? I would not make the argument he's probably had an even better year this year as well. You know, for me, the other thing that needs to be talked about with all these goalkeepers here, Jordan, we speak a lot about this on Saturdays, is both of them, the distribution as well. And everyone talks about, we see the highlight saves, but the distribution that these players are bringing in, and the way Cavalry have gone to another level this year, and particularly what Marco's able to do and play out from the back, and just how they trust him and can play straight into his defense. Yeah, Cavalry are changing the way they play, and Marco plays a big part of that. And Ryan's had a great year too.
Yeah, with Marco Carducci, what I'll also say as well is the growth for sure of him getting better and better each season. But then it's also with him that he's so consistent. Right? When you look back, I know for me when I was playing as a defender, you look back and you're hearing that voice and someone's just calm. It brings peace to the whole team, right? Everyone talks about midfielders or strikers or defenders, but having a keeper who's solid, it just calms the storm. I think with Yesley as well, I think he's a talent. I think for a big frame, 6'7", I'm going to ask you later what the actual height is. 6'7", but cat-like reflexes, get down low, a talent. I think with adding the leadership as well as he grows, phenomenal keeper.
Fantastic. And that's the thing, balance as well. Carducci, Henry here since day one. Yesley, very much a bright future ahead of him as well. Let's go back to Andy Petrillo.
How does it feel to be talked about? You're right here. I just need to know how weird that's feeling right now. Anyways, let's get set to hand out the Best Canadian Under-21 Player of the Year award. In order for something to thrive, to have longevity, the next generation needs to be properly cultivated. An environment is created that allows the youth to thrive. That's one of the defining characteristics of the CPL, giving space to young Canadian players. The stars of tomorrow are shining today. Here are the nominees for Best Canadian Under-21 Player of the Year. To help me with the honors, please welcome to the stage the 2021 recipient of the award, who at 23 is way too old to receive it. Now, from Forge FC, Alessandro Hajabrapor.
So, the 2023 Best Canadian U21 Player of the Year is Matteo Debren.
Do you want to hand it to me? Congratulations. How does it feel to actually have that in your hands?
It's quite the honor.
When you look back on this season, were there any moments that you think of the most, or anyone in particular who gave you some incredible guidance?
I'd have to say my coaching staff for putting the faith in me to play every game, and so for that I'm incredibly thankful for that.
How would you best describe this league and the players as well, the Canadian players and the under-21, and how would you just feel that it also helps with your development?
Well, the league is growing, and you know, the under-21 players especially, you know, I'm very proud to be Canadian, because these young players, when they come through the rankings, it's going to be incredible.
Well said by you. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Well done to Matteo. We said this on OneSoccer today. This category for me was the most difficult one to choose from. 3 very good young players. And now there's a pedigree. There's a pathway for young players in this country. Just look who's won the Under-21 award in the past. Borges, Rea, Jabrapor, Farsi. Like, these are significant Canadian footballers, and Matteo joins that group, Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you look at it, when you play in this league, I think it's built for young players as well. To go and win that award at U21, Matteo Debren, what I'll give him flowers about is just the fact that he's just so tenacious, and the way that he's always willing to work, energize a buddy. You always need that in a squad, right? And this is what he brings, so congrats to him.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things about covering this league is just to get to know the players so well, and, you know, talking to Matteo a lot about this in terms of his growth. You know, there's lots of different positions. He's very versatile as well, right? He can play up front, he can play out wide. He was asked to play left back a lot this year. Let's be honest, playing for that Valor team in 2023 has not been easy. They all know that. The coaching staff are aware of that as well. So, look, it's never easy to play for a team when you're at the bottom of the standings, but he shone through. I think he was top 10 in crosses, top 2 in interceptions. A bright young player who can use both feet as well. And I know a lot of defenders, when I speak to them, they say how difficult it is because he's very unpredictable to be able to read.
I was hoping for the flip coming up. I mean, that would have been absolutely class.
Just not with the trophy in the hand.
No, absolutely not.
Wouldn't be good.
I mean, that's what it's all about. We have under-17 players in this league that hopefully in the upcoming Under-17 World Cup that's upcoming, professional experience is just so crucial. And these 3 players specifically shine. James Cameron, the Terminator. I mean, this guy is built like... Yeah. Man, and Poku as well. I mean, this was such a tough category to choose from.
Yeah, Poku as well. Yeah. Left-footed player, rare bird. Crosses, I think that's also just raising his game from last year to this year. Just a service that he's given. Could have been his award as well. But this is just what you love to see, because as I said, I think this league is built for young players. You want to see them come through the ranks and be that top baller maybe when they're 23, 24, and they can go on to the likes of a better league.
Forge have experience all the way through the pitch. Yeah, when you see someone like Kwesi Poku, you don't look at a player who's inferior to that. For me, he just fits right in. Yes, he's played a lot of minutes this year, and they've helped him with that. But for me, he would have played no matter his age, and that speaks a lot. And then someone like James Cameron wasn't, he wasn't even part of the team for the first third of the season. Went to an open tryout, got his chance. That's what speaks about Canadian football. Very young, still in this league as well. Plays left and right foot on each flank. So 3 terrific candidates.
Under 21 award, it's wonderful. Let's have an over 35 award, No,
there you go, Jordan. You get back in there.
You got a shot at that, Jordan, if you come back and start playing again.
I'm 32 years old.
So it gives
35,
us 3 years. 3 years.
I didn't say next year.
The buffer. The Golden Boot winners, we already know who they are, but they're going to receive their time in the spotlight and get to celebrate their honor next. It's Bassett and Meyer Bevan, and they're both coming up next as the 2023 Canadian Premier League Awards show rolls on here on OneSoccer.
Hey, let's go somewhere beachy.
I don't like sand.
What? What about Cancun sand? It's so soft. Or maybe Caribbean white sand. Ooh, Costa Rican sand. It's got
dolphins.
Costa Rica, then?
Yeah, Costa Rica.
Good choice.
It was all him.
With over 50 sunny destinations to choose from, we have a flight for that.
We created Carlsberg 00 because even the best things can be better where I go free beer. Clean one-handed backhand is better. Balancing stuff is better. Whatever this is better. We created Carlsberg. Skipping your own ad is better. Parking in space, better. So, can the best alcohol-free beer make good things better? Probably.
Time has passed me by without you by my side. When I think of all that's gone, you're still the one. Never let it go, 'cause you know for sure we've been apart, now I need you more. Still those times I cried away.
Oh, we cannot wait. It's a rivalry that just keeps on giving. It's been that way since game number 1 they faced one another, and the next chapter has the makings of something special. It's Forge, it's Cavalry from Tim Hortons Field, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Tickets are still available. Wheeler, Wilson, KJ with you. Let's chat the final because something's gonna have to give here. No team in the Canadian Premier League has hoisted the championship trophy on their home field. And on the other side of the coin, Cavalry never beat Forge in a playoff game, and they can be the first team to go out and accomplish the double. Sounds fitting, doesn't it? Winning the double, Tim Hortons Field. Sounds like it might be in the stars for Cavalry, this one. What do you make of this final? I think there's something in this for everyone.
Yeah, I think this is a heavyweight matchup. I mean, Tyson, Holyfield, Magic Bird, whatever you want to go through. For me, this is what the Canadian Premier League is about. 2 heavyweights going at it. Bobby, I know you got a trick up your sleeve. I'd love to hear it. Just whisper it to me, because you know I'm a footy fan. Tommy, I know you also have a counter, a little right hook as well. If you want to let me know about that as well, that'd be great. Because look, these 2 teams are the 2 teams that we wanted in the Premier League. Like, I'm looking at them, I'm a former York player. I wanted these 2 teams because I think for the past 5 years, they both deserve it. They both have the pedigree. Cavalry have gone and kind of made their team a bit stronger and tightened up in areas. And Forge, you could just never count them out. This is their time in the season where they always thrive.
Yeah, you never count those out for Forge, no doubt about it. It's absolutely staggering, by the way, that it's the 5th year and they're going to their 5th final. Yeah. They've played 5 games in a final and they've conceded 1 goal. Just think about that. That's just an incredible success. This is beyond a dynasty now. You know, this is, again, this is just elite level of competition. We could be going around for this league and we might be talking, it won't be us anymore, but in 40 years about this kind of run that's not ever been repeated. That's how good they've been. The thing for me is that they know, Forge know that this is a different cavalry, right? That this is and that's very important to state. A cavalry team that won the league by 13 points. Yes, they had a little bit of a dip. It was a marginal game in the playoffs where it didn't necessarily go their way. But as you alluded to, two heavyweights. It's a great way of describing it. It's a fantastic final. A little bit of something for everybody. I just can't wait for this, and every credit that the players are here tonight.
And we'll figure out if history matters or current form matters. I mean, there's recent history from just 2 weeks ago. So plenty of reference points for this one. It should be great. Tim Hortons Field, tickets still available, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday evening. Let's go back over to Andy Petrillo. We're going to shine the light on the Golden Boot winners for 2023.
We are, and you know, this is how you understand sports, right? There's really only one way to win a game: score more goals than the other team. But as we know, that's easier said than done, which is why we're amazed and we come to love the players who can do it night in and night out, whose consistency is relied upon by adoring fans. The goal scorer's name is the one circled by opponents. When the goal scorer takes to the pitch, their teammates stand a little taller. All you need is one goal more than the other team to win a game. And oftentimes that goal comes off the boot of the same player, which is why those boots are golden. This year, the honor is shared by two players. Here are this year's recipients of the Golden Boot Award. Congratulations, and let's welcome to the stage Ollie Bassett, Atletico Ottawa, and Meyer Bevan of Cavalry FC. We're gonna get Ollie to hold it first. I have a method to my madness here. You're both gonna get to hold it, don't worry, because you both deserve it, 11 goals. But I do have to ask, Ollie, you hit your goal mark September 9th, so there are about 5 games left to go before he goes and ties it up. So you held it for a little while there on your own. What made this season special for you from an offensive output position?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I set myself a target at the start of the season to hit double figures. But, you know, I think the service my teammates were able to give me was the best I could have asked for, and you know they put me in positions that kind of made it easy to score. You know, I take penalties as well, which always helps. But yeah, I mean, the full credit to everyone that I played with this year, because you know without them, you know this wouldn't have been possible.
Don't let people take that away from you. Penalties are very hard to score, by the way. Were you looking over your shoulder at all when you saw him kind of creeping up there?
Yeah, you know, there was Maya, T, Woobens as well. So yeah, obviously there was 4 of us going into the last day of the season, so yeah, it was obviously something to keep an eye on. But yeah, it was a good race.
All right, well, we can pass that over now to the other gentleman who's won this. When you also saw that you had the ability to time, which by the way you did on the last regular season game of the season, how did that feel?
No, it was good. You know, like Ollie just said, there was 4 of us going into that last game, and I mean, it was an exciting race the whole season, and to get that goal on the last day was awesome.
Lots of firepower as well on Cavalry. What do you think helped you stand out?
I think the thing that helped me stand out was everyone in the team, you know, putting the ball in front of me in the right moments, and I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, so yeah.
These are very all-Canadian answers. I just want to hear that you are absolutely lethal and you were going for goal no matter what, and there was no way you were ever going to pass that ball. Okay, I won't put you on the spot. I won't put you on the spot. But congratulations to the two of you. Well deserved. And just so that people watching at home, I know we're kind of taking these back. They get their own trophies. They do get delivered to them. They do get replicas. So these, yeah, we could just probably put that right back. But congratulations to the two of you. Back to you, Felix.
It'd be great if they actually put in the post. You get it on weekends. I'll take it Monday through Thursday. Look, in the OneSoccer studios, it's one of our favorite things to track is the Golden Boot race. And this year, there was a number of players in contention. Bassett got off to that lead. It looked commanding at one point, and then Bevan got back into it. What did you make of the Golden Boot race and the performances of those two individuals, Jordan?
I mean, looking at Ollie play, I think there's no one in the Canadian Premier League who finds space the way he does. A little tactician. But then I think he needs to step up for his team for his season for them to have a chance and to play and win. And the goals that he's scoring were in big games, right? I think for me, you're not really expecting your 10 or your 8 sometimes to be the guy to score goals and change games, but that's what he was doing. I think with Bevan as well, he's had time at Calgary to really get settled, and they trust him. And he's just a fox in a box, and I can say this now because I've retired. He was annoying to play against.
Yeah.
We've had some words, and we got to make up tonight, Bevan, but I think you deserve it as well because he's just dangerous in and around the box. And Calgary needed someone to be that guy to beat their chest and say, give me the ball. And he provided.
You can go make up over a beer later, mate.
I mean, I might kick him after, but
maybe.
it's okay.
Maybe. First of all, every credit to the fact that they share it. I'm not been a big fan of FIFA's rules where they bring in a different skill set of assists to break the tie. I'm not having that. So I like that. I think they're fitting winners. First of all, Atletico Ottawa, it was really difficult to score for that team for a long periods of time. So every credit to get to that number for Ollie Bassett. The first player in Canadian Premier League history to score a goal in every stadium, which is a big, I think, a big honor for him. And Maya Bevan, the only player all season to score a goal every month, which is a fantastic honor as well. So a true number 9 and a playmaker to share it. So I was really happy that Maya got that goal at the end because it was almost like the cherry on top of Cavalry's celebration. It was almost a perfect day, and then his goal cemented it to be the perfect day. He deserves his time in the spotlight because, he's been the one who's got the most goals for the best team in the league so far in 2023.
I mean, both gave a lot of credit to their teammates. That's just the type of guys that they are. I mean, Bevan, the focal point of the best team in the Canadian Premier League over the regular season. And the big question was, what was Atletico Ottawa? What was their attack going to look like with Balou Tabla moving on last season? And Ollie Bassett picked up that slack, and I think we saw him kick into another gear and show another dimension over the course of the season.
Yeah, I think he's growing. I think getting back to last year in 2022 when he got to the finals, he wanted to have a big year, right? I think he did, personally. I know it's going to suck. It's always going to hurt when your team doesn't go as far as you wanted them to, but I think for him, his personal performance, if you're looking at matches, the way that he took over, I think he could say that this was a great year for him.
Yeah, look, it's a fantastic year for both of them. And look, ultimately, as I said, it's a hard thing to do is to score goals in this league. Defensively, they got better. We talked how brilliant the goalkeepers were as well. So as we talk about goalkeepers, let's welcome on next.
Yes, winning the award, you just don't get the award. You get to come up and sit on the couch with us. Come into the WestJet Lounge. Let's welcome up Tristan Henry. Tristan, you would do us the honor. We can dig in a little bit more. Some bonus time with the boys. Congratulations on the award. Well done. Is there one of Bevan or Bassett that gives you more problems when you play them?
That's a tough question. Maybe Bevan. He's usually around the box a little bit more, so I would say him.
You have a big game again, but a familiar spot playing in a championship title game on Saturday. What's the mood like around the team right now? And I'm assuming beating Cavalry just 2 weeks ago, you're going into it brimming with confidence.
Yeah, the mood's good. It's light. Definitely the position that we've been in before, and I think we feel good about it. But we know Cavalry's a really good team. Playing them 2 weeks ago or last week. So we know it's going to be a good game. And like you said, no one has won it at home, so we definitely want to do that.
Jordan?
I'm thinking you're looking at this season, and you had to step up for your team. It's a weird position to be in because I think for the past 4 years when you're just kind of watching a lot of football and sometimes you're playing passes out, would you rather this type of season being busy or would you rather the previous of how you've kind of just had control over things?
Yeah, to be honest, I enjoyed it this season, having that pressure and having being a lot more busy this season. It kept me in games more, and I was able to show my talent as well.
Tristan, I want to ask you about a specific save. Everyone knows where I'm going with this one, but a couple of weeks before the end of the season, I think you're just kind of hanging out on your own, thinking everything's casual.
Not hanging out.
Yeah, he's kind of hanging out. He's kind of hanging out, and then suddenly, you're quite a way away from your goal because you're like that sweeper keeper as well. And then Amir Didic decides to try and chip you from 70 yards. So I was going to say, go David Beckham, but it was actually way further than what Becks did at Selhurst Park. Take us through that moment, and when did you actually think, uh-oh, I'm in trouble here?
Yeah, so I was just standing at the top of my box, I think, or maybe 2 feet higher. And I
Maybe
was,
2 feet.
And I was actually fixing my socks, and I looked up, and he was 70 yards away, so I'm never thinking he's gonna hit the ball. So he hits it, it leaves his foot, and I was like, wow, is this like a mishit long ball? And then it kept traveling. I was like, uh-oh. And then from there on, it was just panic, and thankfully I got there.
I mean, it was an incredible stop. You had a fantastic campaign. Your team has won 3 of the 4 previous years. How do you stay motivated? What did you do over the course of the offseason to raise your game even higher?
You just gotta have that drive to keep getting better. You never want to lose that feeling of winning. We know how it felt to lose in 2021, so just definitely want to keep that winning feeling, and yeah.
I mean, in 2021, Pacific went on to beat you guys on your home field. You had like a 2-day turnaround. You were abroad. Now you've had 2 weeks, essentially, to plan. How has that changed the state of play?
Yeah, you definitely don't have to rush from Honduras back to Toronto to play a game in Hamilton. So it definitely took a nice break and slowed things down a little bit and get ourselves ready. So hopefully these 2 weeks help this time.
We're expecting a big crowd. Maybe a shout out to the fans. When people turn up on Saturday, what can they expect from you and your side?
But first of all, thank you to the fans. They've been everything for us this year and over the past 5 years. But definitely a good game, as I always did with Calgary. They're a good team, a lot of energy, and I was going to say a lot of goals, but hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully we can get it done for them, yeah.
Tristan, congratulations. You've had a number of big moments over your career. Add this one to the list. Well done.
Thanks so much.
Let's go back over to Andy Petrillo for the next award.
Congrats.
Well, a goalkeeper gets a lot of help from his defenders, that's for sure. So that's the award that's next. And we've all heard the saying that offense gets the glory, but defense wins the game. We see you, defenders. We see you. It's a tough position. Get high up the pitch and press, but don't get too high and get caught. Stay in line and catch the opposition offside. Don't break rank, or you end up on the wrong side of a highlight reel. Your tackles need to be timed perfectly, and you better get those hands out of the way when you're defending in the box. Needless to say, it's a tough position. Here are the nominees for Defender of the Year. All right, to help me welcome to the stage a former defender whose tackle's a wee bit suspect. Handing out this award is Jordan Wilson. You nervous?
A little bit. Am I allowed to say a speech? This award is for the man who blocks like this and doesn't turn. For the one who gives it all for the... I'm not gonna do this.
It's all you, baby.
No, it's okay.
No? Okay.
Defender of the Year, Dan Klump.
Congratulations on the award. A lot of cheers here. I mean, it was a great season for Cavalry, and every time we heard about Cavalry, every time we saw a highlight reel, Dan Klomp's name was mentioned, but always in a good way. How would you best describe your season?
Rookie star to begin with, but I mean, we doubled down on our principles, and yeah, it turned out to be one of the best seasons in my professional career, and I think for Cavalry as well.
That's part of the story with Cavalry. I mean, all those draws to start, and I remember asking you, Tommy, did you ever think you were going to win again? You're obviously part of a turnaround with this team that goes on to become regular season champions. What made everyone believe in themselves to have the year you did?
Like I said again, we had to double down on our principles. We didn't want to stray away from what we were doing. We had to play out from the back, and like I said, we doubled down on that, and that's where a lot of our goals come from, and a lot of confidence got gained from that. So amazing season.
Who would you like to thank?
You got some time for me?
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of people I like to thank though. To start with my family and my parents. They probably be watching at home right now, and it's 2 a.m. there, I think. And then my girlfriend who's here right now, and of course it's a cliche, but I couldn't have done this without my teammates and the coaching staff. So I would like to thank all of those.
All right. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back inside the WestJet Lounge. I wasn't joking. You win the award, you come up here and chat with me. It's Ollie Bassett, Meyer Bevan, the Golden Boot winners, to chat a little bit more. We tricked you. You're going to arm wrestle to decide who actually is the solo winner. No? You're not keen? No, not at all. Thumb war? Okay. Meyer, let's start with you. Your teammate Dan Klomp just won Defender of the Year. What has he meant to your side over the course of the season?
Yeah, Klompy's been unbelievable. I think everyone's seen that throughout the year. He's probably one of the most important pieces in our team, the way he gets it out from the back and plays it forward. So, I thought it was a no-brainer myself, but yeah, congratulations to Klompy.
Yeah, you're looking over your shoulder. How many goals does this guy have? Really, he's such a threat from set pieces.
It was scaring me a little bit. He started to catch me, So, big shout out to Klompy. He's been unbelievable, especially, like you said, on set pieces. He's a threat every one. So, yeah, I think he deserved that award.
More with Meyer in a second. Ollie, unfortunately, the season didn't end the way that you wanted, but you had another great season. How did you back up what you were able to accomplish as a double award winner last year with another fantastic campaign?
Yeah, I came in this year just wanting to prove to myself that, last year kind of wasn't a fluke. And, I tried to put myself in better positions to score more goals. So, yeah, I'm happy that the work I've put in has paid off. And, yeah, it was just about, staying humble and being as consistent as possible. And, yeah, I'm happy that, it was able to work.
Apologies for the dinosaur joke. It wasn't that good anyways. Not very good material. Your fans are so passionate. The Ottawa story is really a success story here in the Canadian Premier League. Just what have they meant to you and the club, helping taking everything to the next level?
Yeah, from the start of last season, I think they've been, unbelievable. They've grown the culture and the sport, within the city. And yeah, I think it's a shame, we couldn't give them, something to cheer about towards the end of the year because, they've been there every step of the way. And, it's certainly something that they deserve. The final last year against Forge, 16,000. So yeah, it's a credit to them. And, they've obviously been, unbelievable.
Well done this season. Ollie. Meyer, I know you're a little bit gutted that the final's not being played in Calgary this week, but checking based on the weather, it's like minus 17 right now, then maybe it's actually quite fortunate that it's here, at least for us soft broadcasters. What do you have in store for the weekend? Are you feeling the pressure of the championship game upcoming, or are you going into this saying, we won the regular season, let's go, let's make it a double?
Yeah, no, it's an exciting match every time we play Forge, so I'm expecting a very good match. But, we won the league, so why can we not try and win the double?
Brilliant. I wear golden shoes all the time, just gold-colored shoes like Michael Johnson, the old runner, if I won the Golden Boot Award. You guys are much too nice and not cocky or arrogant. You had fantastic seasons, guys. Congratulations, the 2 top goal scorers this season in the Canadian Premier League. It is Meyer Bevan's Cavalry side taking on Forge at Tim Hortons Field Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Pre-match festivities get underway at 5 p.m. on OneSoccer, immediately following the Canadian women's national team who are in action taking on Brazil. It's going to be a super Saturday on OneSoccer. It is time for the Player of the Year award to be presented. So many great candidates. Who's going to take home the hardware? We're about to find out. This is the 2023 Canadian Premier League Awards right here on OneSoccer.
Hey, let's go somewhere beachy.
I don't like sand.
What? What about Cancun sand? It's so soft. Or maybe Caribbean white sand. Ooh, Costa Rican sand. It's got dolphins.
Costa Rica then?
Yeah, Costa Rica.
Good choice.
It was all him.
With over 50 sunny destinations to choose from, we have a flight for that.
Time has passed me by without you by my side. When I think of all that's gone, you're still the one. Never let it go, 'cause you know for sure we've been apart, now I need you more. Still those times I cried away.
This is a big one. It's time now for the Player of the Year award. Past winners of this include some guy named Borges, some guy named Becker, a guy named Morelli, and Ollie Bassett, who we just saw a few moments ago. Let's head back over to the other side of the room. It is Andy Petrillo.
I was wondering if you had any more comedy shticks, because we do have a lot of players that have gone to the washroom. I have no clue who's winning this award, but in the off chance that you can hear me in the bathroom, please still wash, but maybe let's just get to the seats very quickly here and buy some times. The Player of the Year award is given to the player deemed to be the best in the league by members of the media, and I know how much you all look forward to hearing our opinions on how you did on game day and how your year went. But I'll let you in on a little secret, because we, the media, are incredibly honored to be a part of this process. It gives us the chance to walk down memory lane, to go back to the start of the season and relive some incredible games. And for Player of the Year, they had great moments that turned into great games, that turned into a great year. We can't talk about a team without talking about that player. We can't talk about a season without mentioning how great that player was. Consistency over 28 games is what makes this player special. Here are the nominees for Player of the Year. Another secret, this was incredibly tough. These are incredible players, and to hand out the award, let's welcome back the Commissioner, Mark Noonan.
Defenders everywhere celebrate. Dan Klomp is your player of the year.
Well, it's been a while. Welcome back. I think you were one of the ones that took off too, and I went, oh no, everybody come back here right away. So hopefully my voice echoed into the washroom. Player of the Year, how does this feel?
Yeah, no, this is such an honor, to be honest, to be like between all of these guys that also could have won it. And yeah, such an honor. So yeah, it feels amazing.
Now, I did say off the top when I was giving Defender of the Year that offense gets all the glory, but defense wins the game. And there you go. The commissioner just said it. There's a reason why defenders are celebrating right now. But what does it also mean to just have the year that you had? What does it do for your confidence?
Oh, no, the confidence is through the roof if I'm speaking for the whole team, I think, because, yeah, I think we went 12 games winning in a row, something like that. So I think it's been an unbelievable season for all of us. So yeah, it's been really good.
Well, I hope you're ready to wax poetic about the team some more, maybe thank some more people, family back home, because now you're going to make your way on over to the panel and they're going to interview. I think you got the 2 heaviest awards as well, but maybe you can put that down.
You're right.
I do not want to be responsible for anything falling, but congratulations, and the guys in the WestJet Lounge are waiting.
Well done. It's not that far of a walk. Jordan Wilson affectionately calls Dan Klump the John Stones of cavalry. Congratulations.
Thank you.
His gallivanting runs forward, his distribution, his defensive prowess. He's a complete package. And I feel like here in the Canadian Premier League, we continue to be progressive because oftentimes with these big awards, defenders never get the credit that they deserve. Seriously, these big awards always goes to the goal scorer or the creator. But man, how important it is to be part of the spine of a team, and you had an exceptional year, Dan. What was the turning point? I mean, there's time where you need to acclimate to playing in a new country, playing a different brand of football, playing for a new team, a new coach. You've done that seamlessly and took it to another level this season. What do you pay a tribute that to?
Yeah, of course, it's my 3rd year now, so like I've been building very good connections with the people that's sitting over there, and we trust each other so much right now. And yeah, for me personally, this year changed a lot was my position, and I really tried to make it my own because I was used to be playing on the more of a right side, and the way Tommy did it tactically is like working out very good for me. And yeah.
How difficult was it? Because you did it with ease, but had you ever played a role like that before for any of your previous teams?
No, never like this, and I also have to pay a little tribute to Charlie Trafford because he also deserves a little bit of the Defender of the Year because he's been taking my position 45 minutes of a game. So like,
well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Look, Dan, with your career, you were great the past 2 seasons, but I think this year you added a little bit of extra. Can you just talk a bit about being a foreigner in a new country and the learning curves of playing in a league? I feel like people think that you just wake up one day and then you can ball out and take over. But just talk about the process of the first 2 seasons and then this season now.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons is of course very new. My whole journey here was a bit of a weird one because with COVID we had to make 6 flights to even get to Canada. Jeez. And then, yeah, we're starting in the bubble was mentally probably very tough for everyone. But yeah, the first season, like I said before, I played a different position and really played more of a right back than I was like normally used to. So, and then the second year, I had some great players around me again. And like I said before, we've been building a lot of trust between each other, and then I think this is really paying off this year.
So I love a story. Tell me about what happened to be in this role, that John Stones role where you're stepping in. Was that Tommy's idea? Did you say, look, you're wasting me in the back. I actually have better feet than Trafford. Like, what happened? How did this role come about?
I think for me, naturally, I like to be like a centre back that has the ball on his feet, and I think that's where I kind of my unique selling point, if you want to bring it like that. So I really want to showcase that, and me and Tommy had lots of chats about that, and well, this is what came out.
Last year we had a Defender of the Year award go to Alexander Ashnoda-Jonsson, who you're going to be playing this week. And he was what I called, he was a midfielder who never wanted to be a defender. And now you're a defender who sometimes plays in midfield, and you're getting the awards this year, which is absolutely fantastic. Look, what I want to ask you about is your ability to play every minute. He's an Ironman, by the way. He played every minute. The only outfield player the entire year to play every minute, which is, I think, a magnificent accomplishment. But I also know you had surgery, right, during this journey in the CPL. You've not always had that. So talk to us about the ability that you felt where you were able to step up every single minute. I'm sure it's easy for Tommy to just write your name in ink every week. What that was like to play every minute for this team this year.
Yeah, I guess that's also a lot of credit that goes out to our medical team. And even though we might not, as players, like Alex Potts, he probably does the right job. So, but yeah, you said it. The years previous to this one, I've struggled a little bit with like with surgery and stuff. So, and luckily this year I've been able to keep fit.
Great stuff.
Saturday, a big night. You and the boys ready for this? The challenge of trying to dethrone Forge.
Yeah, no, all credits to Forge. They've been having like 5 great years in a row now. So, and it's up to us to dethrone them now, like you said it.
We're looking forward to it.
So
Congratulations once again, your Canadian Premier League Player of the Year for 2023 in Dan Klomp. Well done. Back to Andy.
It is now time to hand out Coach of the Year. The coach is the ultimate leader, the ultimate captain. A coach knows when their voice needs to be the loudest in a room, and a coach knows when their players need silence. A coach will always do what's best for the team while making sure the individual is taken care of. A great chess player is who the coach is, moving pieces around, always looking for the opening that helps his team win. A coach truly is the first to arrive and the last to leave. Here are the nominees for Coach of the Year. To help me hand out this award, please welcome to the stage Director of Inter-Provincial Affairs for the CPL, John Gibson.
Thank you. The 2023 Coach of the Year, Tommy Wilden Jr.
He's already given it to me because I put him on the hot seat all year round. But here you are in the final, Tommy. Well deserved. And I know I've spoken to you throughout the season. And as I mentioned, we talked to you about, do you ever feel like you're going to win again? Did you ever have a moment where you had to dig deep and think, this is what I need to say to the guys to make sure they still feel motivated?
Yeah, massively. And like, I've got a phenomenal coaching staff, and that's the thing about this league, is it is able to create opportunities, right? It is a league of opportunity, and you look with the players we've moved on, but you look at our first ever signing, Nick is now part of the coaching staff, and Leon Hapgood's come through the system as well. You know, former players like Oliver Minatel, Topher Fakunli, you know, my brother in with our pathway. It then helps support me. So then when I need a sounding board, because players, you guys are great, this league's about you. But you want to say the right thing at the right time against the team that you're playing against. And I think this league's got better. So I think you need that backroom staff around you to help the players and support you. And I have that.
We know that it's never an easy ride every time. You know, people say, oh, you've made it to the final. Oh, you're regular season champs with an easy breezy season. We know that's never the case. So was there a moment that you look back on that was the toughest and who helped you through it? And then is there a moment you look back on that maybe you're the proudest of?
Yeah, do you know what? After the playoffs last year, I think when we got knocked out by Forge, I think I looked at it, and when I reflected, I felt we probably overperformed, to be honest. I know we were moaning, like Kyle Becker does about the referees. We were moaning nowadays. I got your cards the same, but it happens. But I think we overachieved that year. This year, we actually had a leadership group, and I look at your Dan Klomps, your Marcos, your Moosies, your Sergios, your Charlies, and when I asked them after the ties about what we were trying to do, because we knew if we wanted to be the best team in the league, because we're in fantastic company, we had to be brave. And when you're not getting the results, it's the hardest thing to try and achieve. And before I even finished the sentence, they said, we lean the F into it. And we did, and that's what you're seeing today.
All right. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Well, listen, I said my coaching staff, they've got my flowers. The players have been so brave. I appreciate you all, because I'm not always the easiest person to get along, because I want to get them to their absolute best. But, you know, it's my ownership group for having faith when I was getting more ties than what I've got in my closet. But look, I'm not here without my family. They're the ones, and all the coaches in the room, Bobby, Patrice, you guys know this, that we carry our results home, right? So you guys have the media and you do that, but they listen to things on the social media. They live the results with us. My wife Veronica's here, my son Jax is here, my kids Bo and Taylor back home, and my parents, my dad was able to join us. And so, listen, my family means the world to me. They're the ones that are my sounding board.
All right, well, congratulations and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Wheels up for Tommy Wheeldon Jr. The hot seat has never been so cool. Seriously. It's not just that they went on and won the regular season by 13 points. It was a lot about how they did it. Players being sold on, moving on, the team rebuilding in the process, and it all came together so nicely. Was there a turning point, KJ? Because from the end of June on, when Cavalry were drawing all those games out of the gate, they turned them into wins, and they just went on a streak, unlike one that we've seen for a long time in the Canadian Premier League.
Yeah, look, I think, first of all, the entire franchise organization recruited really well. You know, I think they understood some areas they needed to get better. You look at the players that came in this season, they deserve a ton of credit. We've talked a lot about this in the broadcast this year, and Tommy's just spoke about it, how different and how much better they are than they were than the team that was playing in Hamilton last year in the semi-finals, personnel-wise. I think they've just gotten to another level this year. But was there a turning point? I think for me, the first 5 games of the season, they drew all 5, but they took the lead in every one of them. So I think they looked at it, instead of thinking about outcomes, they just thought, okay, let's talk about the process. They were playing really well during that moment, but they weren't getting them. A little bit like Halifax, who we're going to get to in a second as well, very similar. So they just stuck to their principles and the way they wanted to play.
I think so too, but I also look at this Calgary side, and all the players that have left or last season, that you're like, oh, a decent player, you know, that's a Calgary player. They've gotten in a better player, a better version of that, and added some. I think their recruitment team, this is what I like about Tommy Wheeldon Jr., is that even though he knows Calgary, knows the area, he's getting people in place to bring in the under the rock and the places that he doesn't really know. That's what he's bringing into the club. And I like that. I think that's a recipe for a Canadian Premier League team, is to really find the area, then you get a group, you get a backing surrounding it with the players and the people in that community, and then you can build a winning culture.
It's a great point. I mean, look at a player like Eric Kobza, you know, who they take in the youth sports draft. And then they put it a little bit at the beginning, doesn't play much, and then starts every game after that. And he can play midfield, right back, centre back. He's a perfect Cavalry player, tough, a winner. And they're grooming these players already in the first year of being a professional.
And tactically proficient. I mean, their spirit. I mean, they had all the ingredients. They used their depth, Jordan. A really successful season, any way you look at it.
And when you have a brand of football, it's easier to get people to fit your brand. But what I will give Tommy Wheeldon Jr. credit for this season is their brand, Calvary, has been elbows, fight, blood in the past, at least for the 2-3 years that I've really been immersed in the season.
You'd know.
Yeah. But this season, they add a little je ne sais quoi. They add a little flair. Yeah. They're playing football. Guys feel confident going forward. I think that is really something to admire, the fact that they added the two together.
We got to give a shout out to Patrice Geyser. The job that he did in Halifax this season, first year as a head coach there as well, nothing short of phenomenal. 13, 14 new players coming in, a team that struggled to create, playing free-flowing football, and giving real belief to a community that just absolutely loves the club.
Yeah, they wrap their arms around the Wanderers. Anyone who's not been there, and hopefully most of you have, you know what it's like. It's, you know, again, a model organization who's such smart recruitment. Again, Matt did a great job there with that, and Patrice. And we've got 3 guys tonight here, and Lorenzo, you know, Massimo and Dan, as stars. You know, just stars. We're thankful to have them in the league. We should be blessed. And of course with Bobby Smirniotis. I mean, what a legend he is in the Canadian circle now, and just have all 3 of these get nominated. It's a special group.
I give Patrice Geyser quickly his flowers for the fact that you have a group and it was fresh. Keep that core together, add a couple of leaders. That's a team that could really go for a championship next season. And with Bobby, tremendous respect for him just for his longevity, consistency. Doesn't matter who you bring him, absolutely. That is a winning team, a winning pedigree.
Bobby, 5 years nominated for this award, still hasn't won it. Somehow, you might be able to name this trophy after him someday. He's been so good, but what will suit him nicely? Winning another championship game this Saturday. Well done to all 3. Well done to all the coaches who continue to raise the standard across the the Canadian Premier League. One more. What matters most is what your peers think of you. Guys, take it easy on me, please. But what the players think about one another. Every player had a vote for this year's Players Player of the Year, and we're going to crown that achievement next, here in the 2023 Canadian Premier League Awards Show.
We created Carlsberg 0-0 because even the best things can be better with alcohol-free beer. Clean one-handed backhand is better. Balancing stuff is better. Whatever this is better. We created Carlsberg. Skipping your own ad is better. Parking in space, better. So, can the best alcohol-free beer make good things better? Probably.
Hey, let's go somewhere beachy. I don't like sand. What? What about Cancun sand? It's so soft. Or maybe Caribbean white sand. Sure. Ooh, Costa Rican sand. It's got dolphins.
Costa Rica, then?
Yeah, Costa Rica.
Good choice.
It was all him.
With over 50 sunny destinations to choose from, we have a flight for that.
Rivalry renewed for a championship here in the Canadian Premier League. It's Forge, it's Cavalry FC, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Pre-match gets underway at 5 p.m. Plenty of festivities. Tickets still available. Get down to Tim Hortons Field. Tyler Shaw's performing, Juno-nominated artist. It's going to be a ton of fun. The weather forecast, I think it looks half decent as well. Should be a great day all around, celebrating the best of Canadian soccer. And for our final award of the night, let's send it back over to Andy Petrillo.
All right, thank you very much. This is the Players Player of the Year, which I can't help but always think playa in my head. Anyways, I'm very sorry for that. The Players Player of the Year award is really special, isn't it? Because you're voted best in the league by your peers. And it really doesn't get much better than that. Some of these players are your teammates, but the majority of them are not, and they did not like you for a lot of the season. And that, in the world of sports, is also a great compliment. This player has skill, this player has leadership, this player has the respect of his fellow CPLers. Here are the nominees for Players Player of the Year. All right, play on, player. To help me hand this award out, let's welcome Cavalry FC goalkeeper Marco Carducci.
The 2023 Players Player of the Year is Ali Musi.
Well, how does that feel? I joked earlier, obviously, that the player of the year, I mean, it's voted by the media, but the player's player voted by your peers. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. I'm grateful to be up here and to have the respect by the players in this league. It means a lot to me.
Sometimes when you're on the field, though, does it feel like they like you?
Nah, not always, but that's just a competitive sport, you know. So.
You've really thrived with Calvary. I mean, we've seen you for the last few years, obviously, in the league, and it just seems like you've really commanded your space as well. How do you feel you've grown as a player in the CPL?
Yeah, I've grown over the years. It's been nice. I think having the trust of the coaching staff and the players on my team allowed me to grow and do the thing that I do on the pitch. And yeah, it's been a good year so far for me.
All right, well, if you were to just kind of give yourself some props here and advertise yourself, what would you say are your biggest strengths out on the pitch?
I think I bring a little bit of flair, just something unpredictable. I can dribble, I can score, I can create. I think just being a havoc for defenders.
I love it. I love when someone else can just talk about themselves just a little bit here. Well, this is well-deserved, and I know they're going to actually put you through the other gauntlet over there, so I'm going to take that back, and then I'm going to send you to the WestJet Lounge. I feel like this is the heaviest one. It's okay. I work out. All right.
The moose is loose. Come on over. I wasn't kidding. Award winners. Tommy, we'll spare you tonight, okay? You can stay over there, get ready for Saturday. Ali, congratulations. Well done. Jordan, KJ, you're familiar with both. Here's the...
Congrats.
Congrats.
What a season you had. When we looked at you, I mean, the talent is undeniable, but it seemed like it all came together in such a consistent and thorough way this season. Did it feel that way for you during the season?
I mean, there was a lot of ups and downs through the season, like we spoke about earlier. We didn't start the way we wanted to start, but we just leaned into what we wanted to do, and we just kept on growing and trusting the process.
I mean, your game is so dynamic. You're the straw that stirs the drink. And it seems like you've been really empowered in that role and really embraced what comes along with it.
Yeah, I mean, the team asks a lot from me going forward, and I try to provide as much as I can. Just try to bring my qualities to the team and to the game.
I know that Jordan, I sit with him every Saturday, Sunday, watching you play. I know how much you like this player's game, Jordan.
Yeah, I do. I think also playing is probably one of the toughest opponents going at, just because of his change of direction and your speed. And the left foot. I mean, left-footed players are always just difficult to handle. But I'll say this. I think past years and then this year, maybe go from a 10 one week and then a 6 another week. Don't hit me. Just let me finish. I think this season, what I really liked about you is you found a way to be at an 8.59 consistently. Just talk to us a bit about where that came from. Is that just you maturing? Is that just you feeling good with your teammates? Or is that just something you put on yourself going into the season?
Yeah, it's definitely me maturing over the years. I think in the past, the injuries didn't really help me, and it didn't allow me to play a lot of games consistently. So I think last year was probably one of the most consistent I had in my whole career. So just going off of that and learning where I can improve on, I think this year I took that and I tried to be more consistent and try to take it to another level.
Attackers are judged by showing up in big moments. Obviously, Saturday is going to be the biggest. How do you feel going into this one? Do you feel pressure on you? Do you feel like you're just going to be playing your best football? You feel good about Saturday?
I feel great.
Love that.
I'm ready for the game. We're all ready for the game. This is where you want to be, right? As a player, you want to be in finals and you want to go for a championship. So I'm looking forward to it.
Ali, talk to us all about your set pieces, because that's taken you to another level. I know you got a little smile on your face there, because you should be proud of yourself, mate. Like, top corner against York, there's many others. I know Clumpy's over there nodding his head because he's nodded a few of yours in from the set pieces as well. Again, obviously the huge goal in Halifax last week, you're at it again. How much have you worked on that, and why this year has it got even better, mate?
I think it's just repetition, just working on it consistently. The coaching staff obviously speak to me about set pieces, and we do a lot of reviews and working on it. So I strike balls after training all the time. So I've just been working on it consistently, and I think it's just showing in the games.
Well earned, extraordinarily special, receiving this award from your fellow peers, the other players in the league. Congratulations, best of luck Saturday. Ali Musi, ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Players Player of the Year Award winner. You will see him Saturday night, Forge and Cavalry from Tim Hortons Field. Let's go back over to Andy Petrillo for a special unveiling.
Yes, all the awards have been handed out. So one last time, a big round of applause to all the nominees and to all the award recipients. To all the players in here or any players who are watching at home, thank you for an incredible year. This truly was a rush right to the very end. We had an absolute blast covering it. And I love that we're also commemorating every year as we do with the CPL awards, but we do still have one more trophy to win. So let's talk about that just a little bit. Just a few months ago, the CPL announced the renaming of the trophies now that a regular season champion is recognized, and Cavalry FC just a few weeks ago lifted the Canadian Premier League Shield as regular season winners. But who will lift the North Star Cup? That is the new name of the trophy awarded to the CPL final champion. But before we get ahead of ourselves, what does this trophy even look like? Let's first watch this video. For the grand reveal, I'd like to welcome the Commissioner, Mark Noonan, back, and the captains of the two teams who will be playing for the honor to lift it, Marco Carducci of Cavalry, Kyle Becker of Forge.
This is what you play for, guys.
Well, it definitely is beautiful, and I don't know if you're superstitious. I notice nobody touches it. That's typically the way it is in the world of sport, but we'll find out how heavy it is by the end of Saturday, that's for sure. Thank you to everyone here. Congratulations once again to everyone who was nominated, who's going home with an award, and to everyone who just represented this league with so much pride this season. It is an absolute pleasure watching you every week. It truly is. Gareth?
Thank you, Andy. There it is, the North Star Cup for the very first time. I'll miss the microwave plate. I will, but this is, you just want to lift this up.
No, you won't.
A trophy you can have a drink out of as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's beautiful. What do you make of this? What do you make of the game that's upcoming on Saturday?
Yeah, I just can't wait. You know, there's been so many people talking about this, fantastic event in Canadian soccer on Saturday night. As we said, two marvelous franchises who do everything right on and off the pitch, go head to head for the right to lift that. We could crown someone for the double for the first time, or again, it could be Forge with F-O-U-R-E-G-E with four. So that speaks a lot to me in 5 years. So that's pretty special as well. So look, the storyline's right itself, Jordan. It should be a pretty special Saturday night.
Yeah, I think it's a turning point however you look at it. I think the double for Calgary is huge, but I think also Forge winning on the home soil with I described it as a season that was maybe in second or third gear, but it's still there. To go on and win it and have that trophy, it's huge for the franchise.
It's going to be a massive night of football in Hamilton, and we can't wait to document every single step of the way. Will it be Forge? Will it be Cavalry? We're about to find out. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you so much for supporting Canadian soccer, and thank you so much for supporting the Canadian Premier League. We do not take this job or this league for granted. This is something special, and it kind of feels like it's just the beginning. It's Forge, it's Cavalry. What a night here in Hamilton. Everyone looked great tonight on the green carpet presented by Carlsberg. Great hanging out with KJ and Jordan here in the WestJet Lounge. Andy Petrillo, what a broadcaster, what a colleague, what a friend, what a job she did tonight. Congratulations to all. Saturday's the day. Championship final for the North Star Cup. On behalf of everyone here at OneSoccer, I am Gareth Wheeler. This has been the 2023 Canadian Premier League Awards Show.